Owner, congratulations, a great victory today. How were you able to get over the line in that fifth set?
Um, yeah, I obviously was kind of down and out in the fourth, but just really had a lot of belief that I was still in the match, that I could come back, and I think physically he was struggling towards the end of the fifth, so I just really tried to get over the finish line.
A lot of us were distracted by what was happening on Chatrier as you were making your comeback. So what were you able to do down double break in that fourth to get yourself out of there?
I was in a lot of return games, honestly. I was struggling a bit on my own service games. I think he was putting a lot of pressure on me on my service games. He was really just finding a lot of forehands, I think, especially off my second serves, and he was just really making it tough on me. I wasn't putting in that many first serves, so obviously he was getting pretty good looks pretty much every point. I don't think I held serve until 2-4 in the fourth. So honestly, I mean, it was just really holding serve. I really did have a lot of confidence that I could break. The biggest thing was just kind of trying to find my rhythm on my service games.
Well done today. So no Alcaraz, obviously, and no Sinner now. And you have a lot of players in your age cohort who are doing pretty well. This sort of, I don't know, next generation, whatever it is. How do you guys rate yourselves? Are you ready for prime time, so to speak? Do you think of yourselves as like contenders for the biggest titles? And why do you think you guys are doing so well so quickly at this point?
I mean, I can't speak for anyone else, honestly. But from kind of what I feel like all the young guys coming up really want to they want to prove themselves. I think a lot of guys coming up really have a lot of belief in themselves that they belong at this level and that they can challenge the top guys for these events. And I think that's huge. I think just believing is a huge first step, and I think a lot of these younger guys, myself included, are just very eager to go out and prove themselves.
Is there anything style-wise you think? I know you guys are completely different players in some ways, but in terms of how you all sort of attack points, construct points, see the game, is there anything that you pick up on that sort of makes you guys ready at this point in your careers to stay with the best players? People who have been at this for 5, 6, 7, 10 years?
I think, all the younger guys, I mean, everyone's a different player, everyone wins a different way. I think, like I said, I think a lot of us, feel like we're ready and feel like, we can contend at this level. I think everyone obviously has their own way of playing and their own reason why they are so successful. So I can't really put my finger on one thing that, everyone really does that works.
How's your own confidence level on this surface changed over the last 2 weeks, I guess, basically, with getting to the third round here, obviously what you did in Geneva?
I mean, it's skyrocketed for sure. I think, especially matches like these, playing against guys that are great clay quarters, just getting through these tough matches. I mean, a lot of confidence, match to match. Even some of the matches that I lost, I think that, I was doing a good job of just taking a lot of positives away from every time I stepped on the court, win or lose. And it's been, I would say baby steps in getting to where I am now, and I'm far from where I want to be on the surface still. But am very happy with how I've, improved, and I definitely see the results of my hard work, I think.
You played him in China on hard last year. You know who you were playing next, so you're not someone who needs to avoid that information.
Yeah.
Okay. Thoughts on Kaboli then, because you played him and beat him on hard court in China. Mm-hmm. Your one previous meeting. How do you think clay might change that factor in being at a major?
Yeah, I mean, completely different match. Obviously, I tried to take as much confidence from our previous meeting, but again, different surface, different format. It's been, I don't know, how many months? 7, 8 months. and we've both improved a lot since then. He's obviously had some great results in general and on clay as well. So it'll be a tough match for sure.
Your coach is a pretty. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. I didn't see you back there.
Learner 5-setters have been exceptional for you. 4 now at the slams, and you've won them all. It's a lot of times it's really difficult for young guys to excel in that format and matches that grinding. I just wonder, what do you think has been working for you? How have you been able to do it?
Yeah, I try to take as much confidence from my previous matches. I try not to think about it too much. Honestly, I don't want to jinx myself or anything. But I've been fortunate to come out, on the winning end of my previous 5-setters today included, and I think, a good bit of it's mental. Obviously once you get to a 5th set, both guys are feeling the nerves aspect of it and the physical aspect of it. So I think, I've done a good job in just kind of staying focused. Obviously both guys kind of see the finish line, and it's just kind of who can make that big push to the finish line first. And fortunately I've been able to be the one out in front, but nothing really in particular that's really helped me.
Yeah, and just with regards to your clay game overall, do you feel like you're enjoying the surface more, and do you feel like some of the patterns maybe that you weren't connecting, some of the ways your shots were coming off your racket, or the things that were happening that were kind of puzzling at first have pretty much all been clarified in your mind?
I think there's been a lot of progress for sure. I wouldn't say, I'm now like a perfect clay player, and, I'm content with where I am. Obviously, I'm very happy with how I've improved on the surface, and I think I've made pretty great strides, especially since last year. But I think there's definitely long ways to go, and I still am seeing improvement match to match, and I think a lot of it is just a willingness to keep learning, even when the results are getting better. Just still knowing that there's a lot that can get better.
Your coach was a pretty good clay court player. Are there 2 or 3 things about clay court tennis that he's kind of hammered into your head or tried to hammer into your head?
Yeah, I mean, nothing like groundbreaking, I'd say. Obviously, we've put in a lot of work on, my shot selection and, what to do in certain situations, what ball to hit in a certain, from a certain position, or, how to play against these different players. And, in general, like my movement, I'd say my shot selection is probably the biggest thing. But overall, I think obviously he sees the game really well. I think he sees my game really well, and he was really able to pick apart, what things I could get better, and we put a lot of time into that, and it's definitely paid off.
Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Jannik Sinner, and for a good reason, in men's tennis lately, having won all the matches he won, and he was considered a huge, prohibitive favorite at this tournament here. And now with him out, there's going to be a lot more guys who get mentioned as possibilities and having chances. Is that something you sense in yourself and maybe locker room generally already, just how much there's a clear vibe shift when that name is suddenly no longer in the draw?
I mean, I got off the court a little bit before that match finished, so I haven't really seen that many people or, gotten a great vibe of, how the reaction of it. Obviously, I saw him talking about how he wasn't feeling great, and, it's tough to see, but I think it's part of the sport. It's obviously not the way you want to see someone go out for sure, but I think everyone obviously feels like, the draw has opened up a bit. For me personally, I know I have a tough match ahead of me, so it's not like I'm too focused on that.